Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. High through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. White and blue running through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains. The cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From lane to the new shining ground. Echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time. We march on through grit and grime. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song. Marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, how are you doing? And welcome to THFC Till We Die, home and top, past, present, and of course, an exciting future under somebody. I don't know what it is, if it's the cockerel or whatever. I don't know what it is, but anyway, there's some future. But good afternoon, and good morning, and good welcome. Yes, I'm an hour late. Yes, the clock going forward did catch me out. Yes, yeah, it did. Also, I was stupid enough to stay up and try to get up early and watch the Japanese Grand Prix. And yeah, let's put it this way: 10 years ago, it wouldn't have bothered me. Now it does bother me. Have to go for power naps. That's what happened when you nearly reach 50. Um, yeah, I haven't been too well. As I said in the post last night, I was in hospital there during the week. I have to do on a game. I've started a new injection, and it had a really bad effect on me. So yeah, haven't been too great. I did do a stream yesterday, which this was due to go out last night at 8 o'clock. Yeah, was not feeling great. And I decided to put it back to today. Forgot the clocks were going forward. Yeah, total cock up all together. But big up to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Let's read in a few comments. Big up simply. How are you? Hope you're good, Dermot. Yeah, I'll be all right. You can't kill me off yet. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere just yet. to some people's disappointment and to some people's probably throwing their hands up in the air, wishing I would go, I ain't going anywhere. Big up to Rodney Martin, big up guys, big up to Martin Richards. It's Tudor going. Look, as I said before, and I've said it in a few streams, 95%, yeah, he will be gone. It's that 5% where I have to be careful and not say it's 100%. It's 100% not going to 100% doing. I look a bit grey on here, so let's sort that out. I do look a little bit grey, not that grey looking. Let's sort that out. On a bit of contrast, a bit of brightness. No, I'm. That's right. That's fine. Yeah. So 95%, I reckon he will be gone. But it's trying to find somebody to come in to make sure that my audio's okay. Trying to come in that they got somebody to come in and replace him, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people at the moment being linked. There was the Zebra, there was Sean Dyche, which we're going to get into. There's Pochettino, which we're going to get into as well. So look, Tudor is going, but who comes in and replaces him? When it's it starting, sorry, then look, my fault. My apologies. Sorry, I made a cock up. Sorry, my fault. If Tudor don't go well, we get relegated by the same margin. Yeah, look, if Tudor doesn't go, I'd be really surprised. But if he doesn't go, then I think we're bang in trouble. It's like Tottenham have gone into 12 days of international mourning. Now, I'm very sorry he lost his father. I get that. And I apologise. And I sympathise with him. Been there. My father died 20 odd years ago. So I've been there, know what it's like. But this is a football club. We need to run it properly. We need to run it right. We need to make sure that Tottenham don't go down. And we need to sort this out. Big up Giant68. Big up Dermo in chat. Big up Giant. Hope you're doing well. Big up Spurside chat. It says, I would love to see Sean Dyche save us 4-4-2 the glory. I think so. Big up to Fan Attack. Big up Dermo. Hope you are feeling better. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I did do a stream yesterday. Think I could do 2 streams. Yesterday I did something on Twitch for nearly 2 hours, and it knocked the socks out of me. So yeah, I apologize. And then with the clocks going forward, and then with me trying to be young, not old, yeah, it's just been one of those things. So I do apologize, guys. Your health is your priority. Big up, Giant. I wish you better. Cheers, Simon. You're very kind. Big up, Dermo, and everyone in chat. Hope you're feeling better, Dermo. Yeah, I am getting there. It's a new injection I'm starting, and it had a really bad effect on me, but I'm feeling better now. And I'm getting there. Right, let's start off with the news. Now, I want to start up with the latest bit of news I got. And it is this. And it's running across the bottom of your screen at the moment. There's no advanced talks between Spurs and Pochettino right now, though a lot of us would like Pochettino to come in. His name's been internally discussed as a fallback emotional option, not a priority appointment. Tottenham hierarchy is split. Some want a safe reset with Poch, others want a modern tactical project coach. What's really going on is Pochettino is still viewed as a fan base unifier, someone who can instantly stabilize the club, but concerns over whether he's involved evolved tactically enough is the question. And wherever going back is a step backward. And the question being asked about whether going back is a step backwards. But I will read out something I got probably a couple of days beforehand, that there is growing noise around Pochettino potential shock return for Pochettino to Spurs. It may be sooner than expected. Former Spurs goalkeeper Casey Keller has suggested that a reunion has not been ruled out, with increasing belief that the situation could accelerate quickly depending on development behind the scenes. What does this mean? I did ask that, and I got back internal uncertainty around current managerial situation is fueling speculation. Pochettino remains a top target and an emotional favourite within parts of the club. A move could happen earlier than expected at summer reset, and that is the problem. We've been left open with a vacuum that we haven't got this done quickly, and that's left with a vacuum of people just putting news in, news in, news in. It's like, I suppose you could example it like if a government falls and there's a vacuum, then every man and his dog is going to come in and run the country. At the moment, Tottenham have left this as a vacuum with the silence that they've had, and everyone, man and his dog, wants to be Tottenham manager. Um, I, I, I I just don't get it. I think Tottenham are making this off their own making. I think Tottenham are making the off their own back. I just do not believe that this is a good thing. We should have sorted this out sooner. We should have this sorted out way sooner. Um, and the problem is going for people like Sean Dyche, which I never dreamt in my life as a Spurs fan that Sean Dyche would become our manager. It's something I never expected to happen, and it could happen. Is he the manager we need right now? I don't think so. I don't think Sean Dyche is that man. I think the man to save us, and the man to come in, and the man to unify us, and the man is Pochettino. Now we all know he's the US team manager at the moment, and we do know they did lose last night 5-2 to Belgium, and we do know this disconnect between some American fans of him being still there with the World Cup, saying he's going to be an embarrassment. That's just from one fan I read. So it's a very sticky situation Spurs are in. We know the man we want to get, but he's not available. So what do we do? And there's half the fan base that don't want Poch. There's half the fan base do want Poch. I can't. I think going back for Poch is probably not the greatest idea we've ever had, but I can't see another manager out there that can unify us as a fan base, that can unify the club, that would get the players on side and get us out to the predicament that we're in at the moment, which is only 1 point off relegation. Now, and look, Spurs Chat said he was sacked for a reason. We don't know the reason why, because he was never back the first time. When he needed backing, he wasn't back. The club, the Levy and co didn't back him. So he did what he did with a group of players, took us to the top of the mountain, but we didn't stay there because we didn't back him, because the club didn't go around and say, right, this squad needs rebuilding. We need to rebuild it with good players. We need to rebuild it with players that you want to keep the momentum going. But at the time, we were building a new stadium. At the time, we were told the transfer fees were ring fenced. They weren't ring fenced because we didn't buy anyone for 3 seasons. And then by the time of 2019 comes around, after the Champions League final, we knew there was going to be a drop off because we didn't buy hardly anyone in that summer. I think 1 or 2 players. Despite making all that money onto the way, nearly 100 million on the way to that Champions League final, and we didn't have any money to spend. It just doesn't make sense. And we know all that money went into financing, building the new stadium. So, do you know, in one way, you can say yes, it was Poch's fault. You can turn around and say it was Levy's fault. And then, of course, then the football wasn't good. At the time, fans were calling for his head, and he was sacked, came in Jose Mourinho, and then started the circus for the next couple of years of Tottenham having every man in his dog, and us not going nowhere. Postecoglou came around, and yes, he was another sort of person that caused problems, but we won a trophy. I always said that winning that trophy masked over the massive cracks that have been breaking within Tottenham. There is a theory, or there is a sort of explanation to this, that we know half the board didn't want Pochettino there. Well, that's grand. But then people are not there anymore. And really, if I was Pochettino, I'd be asking the question: if you didn't back me the first time, how are you going to back me the second time? If if Thomas Frank wasn't backed and Thomas Frank wasn't great, if Thomas Frank wasn't backed in the two transfer windows he had, then what chance has Pochettino got of being backed? And this squad is so bad. This squad is so badly built, and this squad is so badly put together. I think even Houdini couldn't come in and sort us out because it's going to take years and years and years and years to get us back. It's going to take us at least 3 seasons to get back anywhere near where we were before when Pochettino and that last group, probably the year we finished third in the league. So, it could happen. But as you read at the bottom, some want a safe reset with Poch, others want a modern tactical project. But who's out there as a modern tactical project? You've got Sean Dyche being mentioned. You've got De Zerbi. He wants a job in the summer. I do not want De Zerbi as our manager. If he becomes Tottenham manager, then we're just going down another road of being the circus again. It's just a case of we're going backwards, really backwards. And then we really will be in the mire because managers like that, he's falling out with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And so, and who's going to say in the summer that Romero doesn't want to be around? Who says Van der Ven wants to go? Who says other players want to go? This is a very important, the decision the Tottenham board have to make at the moment. It's either going to sink us or it's going to keep us up. But the problem is, there's the knock-on effects to that, and the knock-on effects what that is going to come forward within next season or the season after or the season after that. The ripples of the decision we make now or the board make now is going to be vital for where we are in the next 2 or 3 years. And that's the problem. It's the decision they have to make now. And these players do not accept criticism either. Some of these players have been an absolute disgrace. Some of these players have been an absolute disgrace of wearing the shirt, of the badge, whatever. And I've always sort of had the attitude that, right, when a manager crosses when the players cross the right line, it's all on the players. The manager can't do anything but making a few substitutes to change the game or to whatever. Do you know what I mean? To influence what he's seen on the pitch. He can only do so much. It's the players that are on the pitch that have to put in the ball in the back of the net. They have to keep the ball out there net, and they have to go out and win the game. But if the players can't be bothered to do that, and we've seen it this year that players have not turned up to certain games, or the pressure got too much for them. And that goes back down to what Conte said, the players don't like pressure, but these are a different set of players that Conte had. But still, that sort of you could say pre-Postecoglou attitude of throwing managers under the bus has been there, and it keeps running through the club. So we don't know. I mean, the only thing I can come up with where the problem lies with the club is the ownership. And the ownership have not made best decisions at the best. We keep going for managers that we think he'll do it. He'll do it. It's like the hiring of Ivan Tudor, right? This is a man that has no Premier League experience. This is a man who knows nothing about a football club. And this is the man who's like a sergeant major. Do you really think bringing a manager in like that is really going to get the players on board? Within 5 minutes of him touching the dressing ground or the training ground, the players are going to say, "Oh, this manager's no good. We're not going to play for him." Within 5 minutes of him doing, he has to make instant impact on these players. Is a Sean Dyche going to do that? They're going to look at them and say, "What's he won? He's won nothing. He's won nothing. What's he achieved? I'm a World Cup winner. I'm a Europa League winner. He's beneath me." And that is the problem. Some of these players have, instead of winning that competition, and using it as a springboard to go on to the next level. They used it as we're bigger than what we are. And that is the problems with their squad. They're bigger than what they are. Thomas Frank comes in. We're bigger than you. What have you achieved? We're Europa League champions. You sacked the manager we like. We're going to throw a sulk. Then you wouldn't hear last season Romero coming out on X or whatever, putting out about the board. The day they sacked Postecoglou was the day this squad went into disarray. Because it was like, you sacked our mate, you sacked a manager that won something. So we're not going to play. And then these players have to take their responsibility. So whatever decision we make next as a football club, it's going to affect us for the next 2 to 3 seasons. Either that's down in the Championship next season, or that's us surviving by the skin of our teeth. Because next season's going to be the exact same if they don't do anything. Let's go through some of the chat, see what people are saying. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, big up. Don't think I want Poch back. I don't think I want Poch back either. But is he the man to unify us? I think he is. That's the thing, isn't it? He's the unifier. He's the man that's going to unify our football club and us as players. I pick up Giant Sea Doggy, Female Rejected. Yeah, I did see that. I'm not surprised. He's probably come and look and see what it is at work. We think, fuck that, I ain't doing that. I ain't damaging my reputation. Big up to Michael, says hi Dermot. Big up to Michael. Cody, hope you're doing well, bud. I don't want us bringing bribing managers. I want someone to be here because they want to, not someone who's going to use us exactly. And that's the problem. That's who we're going to get. We're going to get managers that are going to use this as a bridge to, you know what, to the end of the season. I'll take that. Then if I keep us up, then that put me in good stead of getting another job. You want a manager, look, if we go down, I'm going to stick around. If we stay up, I'm going to stick around. There's got to be a long-term project with this. Big up to Nico, says, I don't want Poch back. Do you know what? You're not the only one. You're not the only one saying that. Top man, don't big up Michael. Do you know what, Nico? I probably have to agree with you, if I'm being totally honest. I don't look back. Everyone looks back at the Poch years in the way they want to look back at it. So I think some people look back at it with rose tinted glasses because of the shit we're going through now. I've said it before, and I said it again. I'm not the only one saying this. Mia, who I have to say does a great channel. Please go over to her channel. She said he was a loser. I think a loser's the wrong word, but there's no other word to put it. He didn't succeed, did he? He didn't win us anything. And in hindsight, if you win something, you're a winner. If you lose something, you're a loser. You come second. Nobody remembers people that come second. We look back in them years with some bit of rose tinted glasses, think, oh, they were great years. So people seem to forget his first season in charge, fans wanted him out. And then he was allowed to do what he wanted to do. But when the going got really tough, and the tough really got going, Levy didn't stick around and stick by him. He was the first one out the door. Through all the good times we had with him, through all these sort of achievements we made with him, when that first season after the Champions League final, when it really got tough, when it really got going, and our backs were against the wall, Levy sacked him like that. He saw Mourinho, right, I think you're better than him. I want you in. Instead of saying, do you know what? This man's taken us to heights we haven't seen in decades. Let's stick by him. Let's let's give him what we need. Let's give him what he needs. So loyalty in this game between players or managers does not exist. So in my view, yeah, the Poch years were great, but I think we do look back on it with rose-tinted glasses, and maybe for some people, maybe they were the best years they've had. I've seen better. Good years is when you win something. Good years is when you're competing. And yes, we competed on the Poch, but we didn't win anything. We're never able to go across that next line. So what's he learned between since leaving us, and what's he achieved? Well, he went to France and won a team. He won something with a team that wins anything anyway. Do you know what I mean? Put Paris and PSG win something every season. He didn't go to Chelsea and win anything. And with the USA team, he hasn't had to qualify for an international tournament because they're already there because the host nation. So, and he has this sort of flirtation with Tottenham, like, oh yes, I'd love to go back. I want to go back. Is it really going to work the second time if he came back? Yes, he would have the fanfare and all the euphoria of coming back, and fans would love it and will come united and would get behind the team. Would the players enjoy it? Would the players rise to him? I don't think these players would. And then, is he prepared? Are we prepared as a fan base? Are we really prepared as a fan base to go through another 3-season rebuild? No, we're not, because we want to win and we want to win now. So, look, you whoever comes in, either it be Pochettino, either it be Sean Dyche, either it be De Zerbi, either it be, I don't know, Nagelsmann, say, it's not going to change anything until these owners go, and that is the problem. Big up to you, Michael. Big up Spurs. So he was sacked. He was sacked for a reason, but I think he was sacked unfairly. I really do think he was sacked unfairly. I mean, if you're going to go through the good times for Pochettino, as I said, then you're going to have to back him in the bad times. And we didn't do that. We saw Mourinho and Levy got hard on, and he thought, "Oh, I want you." It's like going into a nightclub, right? And you got a girl that really fancies you, but you knock her back for a girl you know you're not going to get. That's what we did. We got, and yes, to be fair, Pochettino for that Champions League final was floating around with other clubs, thinking he was bigger than what he was. Um, making comments, "Oh, we've got a house with no furniture and all this." So he wasn't, he sort of annihilated the hierarchy a little bit with these comments before the Champions League final. So it's interesting, isn't it? We need Harry Redknapp and Chris Hughton, right? I agree. I look, I think it's too late now for bringing Harry back and anyone back. I think it's too late. They should have done that before Tudor. Now bringing them back now may have an impact, but I think it's gone before that. It's gone longer than that, and I think we're really in dire situation. Sunderland is such a crucial game. Sunderland is a game we cannot dare to lose. It's another must win. And if we lose against Sunderland or don't pick up all 3 points against Sunderland, then I think we're doomed because we could be in the bottom three by that game. Because West Ham could beat Fulham. Sorry, Wolves. West Ham playing the Friday. We could be in the bottom three by now. Big up to Levy. He was the issue. I'm sorry. He was the issue. He was part of the issue. They were all the issue. Levy, Enid, they're all the issue. This summer they were all the issue. The Lewis family, Levy, Johan Lang, every one of them was the issue. You cannot just say, "Oh, it's all Enid now because Levy's gone." The only thing Levy would have done, he would have sacked Thomas Frank earlier, and we've got Harry Redknapp back in probably to the end of the season, and we wouldn't be where we are. But I'm sorry, Levy is the issue. He is a massive issue. You know, when he was in charge, how many managers did he sack within 2 years? You know, we all know Daniel Levy, right, wasn't the multi-billionaire. We all know Joe Enoch, um, um, Joe Lewis was. We all know that. We're not stupid. We all know he was the multi-billionaire, and we all know Levy worked to what Joe Lewis wanted him to do, and Daniel Levy did it quite happily. And he didn't batter an eyelid. He just went on, yes, Mr. Lewis, no, Mr. Lewis, 3 bags full, Mr. Lewis. He thought more about hotels. He thought more about the NFL. He thought more about other things than the football club itself. So I am sorry. I do not agree with that comment. Levy wasn't the issue. Enoch. He was the issue. So is Enoch. So when people were protesting, it was Levy out, Enoch out. It wasn't just Enoch out. He was an issue. Poch turned down players. Yeah, I know that's true as well. You know, there's both sides. You're big up to no pass. Uh, say no to Poch. Not gonna lie, I want a manager who wants to be there. Not that. Oh, yeah, I think I've said that. I've dealt with that. Anyone that wants a job, let them cook. In a massive if it's yeah, exactly. Look, I don't want De Zerbi and I do not want Sean Dyche. I just think it's ridiculous that we as a club have now gone to the gutter level of going for Sean Dyche. I'm sorry, it's just we're too big of a club for that. Do you think this bunch of players will respond to another interim manager? No. There is only there for 7 matches, or would they respond back to someone who's brought another? I think they respond to someone who's back that's brought on a permanent basis. But are Tottenham going to make that decision? Are Tottenham going to? I mean, the one that we all want is Pochettino, but is he really going to leave the USA for the World Cup? Could he turn around and say, "Look, I'm sorry," and he makes all these noises, doesn't he, of my love for Tottenham? Well, if he loves us that much, why did he not quit the USA job and just say, right, I'm coming back to Tottenham now? If he loves us that much, if it's hurting him to see us where we are, then why is he not saying, do you know what? I'm going to sacrifice managing in the World Cup and I'm going to come back and save the club I love. But he won't do that, will he? Because there's no loyalty in football. There's no loyalty in life. There's very few people that are loyal to you. There's very few people that will stand by you. There's very few people that will, and especially within football, there's very few people that will stand by a manager or stand by a player or stand by whatever within that organization. I was told many years ago by an old fella. I used to know him. He's an old Irish fella, lovely fella. He was probably in his 80s, and he used to meet up. I used to see him every Saturday. He'd go in, put on his few bets, and um, have a few pints of Guinness. And I always sat with him for about half an hour because his wife had died few years beforehand. He was on his own, and he was a lovely fella. He was a lovely, 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 lovely fella. Absolutely lovely fella. Loved him. He was a lovely man. Um, John, I think his name was. I can't remember. So many years ago. And he said to me, he was a big Spurs fan, and he said to me, "There's no loyalty in football." But he said the same is put into life. There's no loyalty in life. You could go through life, and by the end of your dying day, you can count on one hand your people that are true friends, people that you can count as proper friends. And it's the same in football. It's the same in football. You could go through years of supporting Tottenham, and like I have 43 years, 44 years nearly. And I can count in one hand how many times a club was loyal to a manager, a player, a director of football. There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty in life. Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone's out for their own ego. Everyone's out to roam to massage their own ego in football, and it's about what I do and what I want. You can't do that. I'm not going to back you. I'm not going to give you money to buy that player. You're going to go for the player we want. You have to work with that player. So players very quickly realize, well, hang on, this manager's only into the end of the season. He doesn't give a shit, so why should we? Even if a manager does come in full time, say it's a Pochettino comes in, right? Is he really going to gain that instant respect by the players? No, because they're going to be thinking, well, I'm not going to be in next season. I'm off. I don't care. Does a Colo Morani, does he care? No. Does a Paluni rarely care? Probably not. He says he does, but deep down, does he? Does a Romero care? No, I'm off in the summer. I've got Argentina to think of. We've got a World Cup to win. A lot of these players are already thinking about the World Cup that have already qualified for the World Cup. So their first thinking is, I can't get injured. I do not want to miss the World Cup. So when it comes to a 50-50 challenge, am I going to put my full weight behind it? No, I'm not. So my loyalty to Tottenham is not there. My loyalty is to my national team. My loyalty is to the playing for my national side in the World Cup. And when you're down there in a relegation battle, you're down there in a fight for your Premier League survival, you're going to need players that are 100% committed to that cause. And these players are not committed to this cause. They're not committed to anything. They're not loyal to us. They're not loyal to the fans. They're not loyal to the club. They're loyal to themselves and they're loyal to their national sides that have qualified for a World Cup. So it doesn't mean you can bring in freaking Moses, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, and Mary and the wee donkey, and they wouldn't get nothing out of these players. You can bring the devil himself in, and he wouldn't get anything out of these players because they're not loyal to us. They're not loyal to the shirt. They're not loyal to the club. They're loyal to their international teams. They're loyal to a World Cup that's coming up. We need to realize these players are not loyal to us. We're loyal to the club, but they're not. They don't give us the loyalty back. And then who gets hurt at the end of the day? It's us, the fans, that get hurt. We're the ones that suffer. We're the ones that have to go around and get bantered by fans. We're the ones that had to going to get ridiculed by Arsenal fans. And I go on to another show, and yeah, I'll have a bit of ribbing with this Arsenal fan. But I tell you one thing, it fucking hurts. It hurts sitting there. Well, we're going to win the league. Yeah, you have no right to say you have no right to talk about winning trophies. You're only Tottenham, and that hurts. That hurts big time. It really does. In hindsight, it was a wonderful thing. Levy was awesome. We're all fan of the club. Now we've got Arsenal Castle. Look, I get it, Nico, but I think Levy was just as much as a problem as Enoch and the rest of them were. He's no saint either. Poch would be mad. This board won't back nobody. Exactly. Forget the zebra. He can go and do what. Yeah, I don't want him. I do not want him. Simply, if he comes in, I just throw my hands up in the air and say, "Fuck that." Backing players who should never be backed. I won't mention. Says it all. Yeah, exactly. The board of directors are absolutely clueless and not there. Exactly, Nico. You're spot on with that. You're spot on with that. Players rarely closing down hard enough has massive contributed to it. Yeah, because they've got a World Cup to think of. They're not loyal to us. We know that. We don't need a coach. We need a psychologist, someone who can boost confidence. That's Harry Redknapp. Read his book. Yeah, I agree. Look, I think not bringing Harry in. And look, and I wasn't for bringing Harry in, by the way. I will admit that, and I was wrong. But I think they did miss a trick by not doing it. I have to say. Losing Sommer's match. Yeah, it was. We've never replaced Sonny and Kane. We've never done it. We've never replaced them. Big up Vindaloo. Why does the fan base need United? The fan base won't be the ones playing on the pitch. If somebody needs United, it's surely the players. You need somebody who knows the players who bought from success. Well, then that's the case. They need to bring Postecoglou. Then he's probably the only one that can get something out of this um, um, thing. Um, yeah, big up. Just a quick pop, say hi. Big up, smashing like people in a bit. Yeah, big up to you, Vindaloo. I won't be on too long anyway. I'll be finishing off in a while because I'm still not feeling 120%. Poch will build a squad and get to a certain level without winning anything. That's my problem with him. Exactly. He will toss away. Yeah, we can't toss away the cups. If we got Harry 5 weeks ago, we wouldn't be in this mess. We have drawn. We have drawn the scum, beaten Palace. Fulham probably drawn against Forest. This board did the worst thing they did. Big up to everyone. Big up to Niall. It says Tudor should be gone and all to give the new coach all time he needs. I get it. There is a past in the family, but it's not like they're getting sacked. No, exactly. Absolutely. Big up Adam. Tudor is going tomorrow. Deutsch income in me thinks I don't want that. I do not want that. Levy was part of the problem. Of course he was. Anyone that says Levy was not part of the problem needs to head examine it. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. Enoch out, Lang out, Vinay out. Totally agree. Sign of a big club. Liverpool won the league and then going to spend 450 million. Yeah, where did it get them? Not far. I don't think Poch will take the job unless it's a big pay packet. He won't get backed. Maybe that's true. Levy is a clever man. He wanted the leisure sector to pay the bills, and the board ran the club. He more or less achieved it. I like him. He took a lot of flack. I wish. Look, I get it with Levy. I do get it. I get it when people say that, and I think there is an argument for that. But just to say he wasn't part of the issue, yeah, he was. There was good things with Levy. There was bad things with Levy, but I get it. I do get that, and I think there's an argument in that. There is. Big up to Chang. Big up, Mr. Chang. Hope you're doing well, Ching Wang. Hope you're doing so. Just wasted the whole week by doing nothing. Typical incompetent board ruining his club. Absolute scumbags again. Igor is the man. Back the manager. Damien. Yeah, I am. Gotta break it to you, bud. He's not the man. He's not the man. He is not the man. No. Sorry. Yeah, even Nico's saying, what the Lang out, Vinny out, that's for sure. Oh yeah, definitely they out. And then Levy did a great job for us financially, but screwed us. I look, that's how I see Levy. Off the pitch, he did brilliant. On the pitch, he totally screwed us over. But guys, that is it. That is it. That's all for me. I'm gonna go and rest up a bit more. Yeah, if anything breaks, I'll let you know. Yeah, if anything breaks, I will let you know. There is a watch along Tuesday night with the Ireland game. We are home to North Macedonia. Yeah, my thoughts on Ireland, devastated. Absolutely devastated that we didn't get to the World Cup. Yeah, I'm still devastated. If I'm being honest, it was cruelest of ways to go out, being 2-0 up and blowing it. Look, proud of the lads, proud that the way we started the campaign to find ourselves in that situation was remarkable. But yeah, I dare to dream, and the dream is dashed. But we've got Euro 2028. We're going there anyway, so at least that's a major tournament we can look forward to. But on that bombshell, we leave it there. Look, cheers. Thank you very much, Chin Wang. Chib, thank you very much. Look, I will be back tomorrow night with another update show. There will be a few this week. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And whatever you do, look after yourself. Any more news breaks, of course, I bring to you first and fastest. When Tudor does go, we'll bring it to that. We'll do a stream for that. But yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. And whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In the Cockle we trust.